So I started live streaming, and I'm gonna record it as a backup. And I made Phyllis the co-chair. I'll make everybody else in the committee a co-chair, so you have mute ability. And
Okay,
I send out an email to the public distribution list and the full board, just reminding them or informing them of the meeting tonight.
okay, thank you so much. So we'll be able to share stuff on the screens without any obstacles?
Now, anybody can share, we always allow that, but if you have problems,
I'll text you. I'll call you.
call me. Don't text.
Okay, I'll call you. All right. Okay,
Hi, Chan Chan. Keith, good to see you.
yes.
Good to see you too.
Okay, great, great. Okay, we are going to start our meeting. It is now 7:06. And we are starting the Education, Culture, and Youth Services Committee meeting of Community Board 11. I want to welcome everybody that is here from the public and also our committee members. And basically, we do have a quorum. And let me get this off the screen. Thank you.
We have 100% tonight.
Yes, yes, that's very, I'm
Nice.
very, very happy. Thank you all for attending the meeting. We do have a very interesting guest with us tonight. So before we start that, we do have to approve the October minutes. I'm hoping that everybody got a copy of that I sent in the email. So I would like to make a motion to approve our October 6, 2022 meeting minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Phyllis. And do I have do we have any discussion on the minutes? Okay. Any abstentions? Any objections? Okay, since we have no objections, our minutes are unanimously approved. So thank you so much for that. And thank you, Phyllis, for doing the minutes last month. I appreciate it. Okay, we're gonna start with our guest. And I'm gonna introduce her. Her name is Nina Aristi. Am I correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, she is the new program director for the I Hope program at BMCC and CUNY in the Heights. And so I want to welcome her to our meeting. And I'm going to give her the floor to continue, and then we will go on from there. So Nina, tell us a little bit about yourself and also about this wonderful program. I love it.
Well, I am so happy to be here. My name's Nina. I am, as was stated earlier, the new program director for Project I Hope. So Project I Hope is an amazing program that's targeted specifically for single mothers and some fathers who are interested in going into healthcare or IT. I personally am very much connected to this program because I come from a single parent household as well. And so I've seen the struggle of having to figure out what to do in order to achieve those goals. And as a child, I know it's a little bit different seeing your mom doing that, but it's something that really touched home because I know my mom wasn't able to achieve all these amazing, great things that she was able to do in her career if she didn't have the community of support. And that's what Project I Hope is. It's a community of support. We're here to guide you, support you, and we're going to walk through the benefits in a little bit, but that's just a little synopsis about me and about Project I Hope. And now I'm going to share my screen and we're going to run through the flyer and then we'll show you how to actually apply and look through the website together, all right?
Great.
Great. All right. I hope you guys can see what I see. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So this is Project I Hope. This is the flyer. We have it both in English and Spanish. And I apologize for the noise. This is New York City.
No, that's okay. I have a noise, so the background noise doesn't interfere with you.
Great. All right. So the eligibility is here, and we're going to run through each and every line. So you have to be interested in healthcare or IT. When we get to the website, I'll speak in detail about each of the courses that are available, but there's 6 courses available. It's EKG, phlebotomy. There's also certified nursing assistant. There's licensed practical nursing certificate, cybersecurity certificate, and medical billing and coding. So if you're interested in any of those programs or any of those courses, that's the first step to eligibility. The second one is that you have to be a single parent or guardian. The third is you have to be 25 years of age or older. And you have to have a high school diploma or equivalent. So that means a GED or some sort of equivalency to a high school diploma. But you cannot have an associate's degree nor an undergraduate degree. So this is specifically targeted for those individuals who don't have that. And you must live in either Upper Manhattan or in the Bronx. So the iHope program, when you have the flyer, when you see the flyer, you can actually scan this right here. And so you can then just jump in right into into our website, and it's going to have the application. But before I go into that, I want to run through some of the amazing benefits of the program. With any children that are under the age of 6, you get 100% covered costs for childcare. And that's in addition to 100% cost of any of the scholarship that you would have to pay to attend the program. You would get a free laptop and a hotspot during your time in the program. You would get access to student support services such as tutoring, peer mentorship, and other career explorations. We have a individual who's going to be coming onto our team that's their entire job. They're going to be your career navigator and also just being your wellness check. Part of iHope is more than just completing the course. It's very much a holistic program. We want to get to know who you are, what your goals are, not only your goal of finishing the course, but your larger picture goal. And you get free Metro cards, so that's free transportation. And you also have access to any emergency funds. So that means if you need to pay a light bill or a telephone bill, and maybe this month just wasn't the best because your child ended up going to the hospital or something like that, you would get access to those funds for free. So those are just some of the amazing benefits of the program. And I'm going to go now into the website.
Can I ask something?
Yes, of course.
What kind of IT careers? Are there specific IT careers?
So the program that we have is specifically sorry, let me go back so for the IT careers, it's cybersecurity, and those are specifically the program that we're going to be targeting for individuals. So although we can't say that we're going to guarantee a position, we have a career navigator and also our program lead, Ingrid. She's worked her entire position as project lead is also making those connections with hospitals. So then you're able to have the connections to different individuals that need those programs. So that means also internship abilities. So she's really going to be formulating those connections in order for individuals to have access to that after they're finished with their program. Or their course, I should say.
Fantastic.
Okay. All right, great. So this is the iHope website. Again, here it outlines the eligibility that we walked through already, and it also has my contact information here. So I'm the person who is the day-to-day person. So if anyone has any questions about the program before applying, or if they have questions throughout the application process, feel free to email me or call me. I'm more than readily available for you all. And right here is where you would apply. But before that, I just want to quickly walk through the different program courses that are available. So the basic EKG certificate is a 2-week program, and it's a hybrid model. So that means that 1 week you're in person and another week you are online. that one is going to be starting December 5th, but there's also an option to start for the spring semester, which would be around January. And then we have the phlebotomy certificate. That one's a 3-week course, and that is also a hybrid model. And with that course, you have to also, let me backtrack myself. For basic EKG, phlebotomy, and certified nursing assistant, you have to take a TABE test prior to going into the course in order to be eligible to go into the course. So a TABE test is just a reading comprehension and English exam, as well as a math exam. But yes, the phlebotomy course is a 3-week course, and that is a hybrid model. So 1 week in person and 1 week online. That one is set to start. Our fall one just started earlier this week, or starting on Monday, and the next one is set to start in the start of January. So that's the phlebotomy course. Then medical billing and coding certificate. That one, as well as the cybersecurity, are going to be ran through our adult continuing education. So right now, those 2 programs, we're still solidifying the start dates, but we do know that it will be starting during the fall semester. And once we get just the confirmation of the times, we will also have confirmation of how the structure of the course, whether if it's going to be in person fully or partly remote or hybrid. So we should have that information soon.
And how long are those courses?
So the medical billing and coding certificate is typically about 5 months, but I know we've been working with the adult continuing education to make it a little bit shorter. But right now, I mean, I would say it'd be 5 months or less.
Okay.
And for the cybersecurity, it's about the same.
Okay.
And then we have the certified nursing assistant certificate. That one's a fully in-person program, and that one is about an 8-week course. And that one is set to start in the spring. We just had our cohort for the CNA program to begin. It was this past Monday. So we have some of our, I hope, inaugural candidates who are already in the program, and they're starting to love it. So yeah. And then we have our licensed practical nursing certificate. That one's the largest commitment. It's also the most competitive. We have noticed that there's a lot of individuals who are applying to the LPN program. It is a 1.5-year commitment to the program, but at the end of it, you get a certification in the LPN program that's very, very well, very much going to help you in passing the exam, so then you are certified. And that's for all of our courses. Not only are you completing the certificate program, but you are also getting prepped and trained and tutored in order to excel and ultimately achieve the certification. So with our LPN certification program, that's going to be starting in the spring semester as well. So that would be around January. All right. And so now I'm going to walk you guys through the application and just the application process after that. So if I'm an individual who's super interested, I meet the eligibilities, I read it, I'm like, let's apply. So I click apply here. And then you would just fill it out. You can pick your top 3 choices for the program. We always, even though if you put, let's say I had put that I wanted basic EKG, and then come the next time that I follow through into the next step of an interview, and I'm like, oh, I actually changed my mind. I want my first choice to be phlebotomy. Then that's more than able to do. There's no problem in doing that. But after you complete all of the application, you would hit submit. and you would agree to the terms, making sure that everything that you put in there was correct, and then you would hit submit. So for the next step after that, it would be myself or the project lead or someone within our team will be looking through the application and ensuring that all of the qualifications are met. If we find for some reason that maybe there was an application that said no, that they're not single head of household, but they indicated there that they had a child, I or a team member will reach out just to clarify that the information was done correctly, so then we can give you access to the next step of the program. So if you mess up and you put something accidentally, that's okay. Usually, we've caught every single one of them, and we usually follow up with a call before moving on to the next step. So regardless of if you are eligible for the program or not, you will be hearing from a team member letting you know, yes, you are eligible and you can move on to the next step of the application, or no, unfortunately, you are not eligible for the program and this is why. And then we will go from there. After we reach out to let you know that you are eligible, we would schedule for a Zoom meeting, just to get to know you. The whole premise of the interview, it's going to be a 20-minute Zoom interview, very quick. It's really just to get to know the candidates, why they are interested in the program and what they hope to achieve in the program. Since this is a very small cohort of 180 students, we really want to ensure, and this is such a prestigious grant, one that was funded by Robin Hood, I should say, and there's only one other program like this in the entire US, and that's all the way in Texas. So this is groundbreaking in very many ways. So that's why we take the time to contact every single person that applies, and anyone who's eligible, we meet with them and interview them, every single one of them, because we want to ensure that the folks that are in this program, we're putting in a lot of time and commitment. We want to see the same from the candidates. So that's really what the interview is for, to really see your commitment, how dedicated you are, and really your interest. It's hard to put into words like the kind of candidate, but it's really, you have those moments when you're interviewing the folks that you're like, this is why this program is made. There's a reason why our parameters are so specific, and it's because we really want to help individuals and support and guide our community members who need it the most. And most of the times that is single parents. So that's really what we're here for. And then after that, after the interview, if we see that everything is good and all things qualify, then we would move you on to doing the prerequisite work, which could be that TABE test that I talked about, or it can look something similar to that. Because in order to join the iHope program, you have to be in the course. And that means you have to meet the prerequisites that are given to us by the individuals who are running the course in order for you to then be accepted into the program. And like I did say, the LPN program, which it is the most competitive, I will say that if you know of someone or if you are very much interested in the LPN program, just to be sure that you apply as early as possible, because there are such limited slots and so many individuals applying. We are basing acceptance into the iHope program off of when applications are delivered and received. So just a note, just because I do know that is a very much wanted course. And just if you know someone, I would just say apply now. And that's really it. If I'm trying to figure out how to unshare.
Oh,
I
Nina,
figured it out.
where do they find the application? Is there a website for them to go to?
Yes, there's a website, so I can see if I can attach the flyer, and I'm gonna post the website on the chat. But even if you go and Google CUNY in the Heights and search iHope, it's like the first link.
Okay.
But I'm going to get the link now and I'm going to put it in the chat for any individuals who are interested.
Perfect. It sounds like a great program. I wish we could have
Yes.
more of these.
Yes, and that's really our hope. Right now, Robinhood has funded us for the year, and our hope is to expand and build from that. So we want to have a I Hope 2.0.
Yes.
So that's
how
a
many-
lot of.
How many students do you have a set amount of students that you will be picking for each particular class or course, or does it vary?
It varies for each of the courses, and I will say it's about for the smaller courses, it's about 18 individuals, and then
Yeah.
for the larger courses, it's 36. But our
wow.
total cohort is 180.
Okay, so the total amount of students will be 180, and it varies within each certificate, within each program.
Correct.
Okay,
And I do see there's a hand raised.
yes.
Hi, Nina, thank you so much for sharing all this. This is a very exciting program. We're loving it. Just have a couple questions. So after the program, would they be able to place them in a job? Or what is the, okay, yes.
No, that's a great question.
Yes.
And it really is an important question also. So we're, like I had stated earlier, we do have a career navigator and folks who are going to be there doing the holistic work, but we also are aware that a lot of these fields do require some sort of connection with individuals in hospitals and in the field. So that's why a lot of that work is being done by our project lead, Ingrid, who's making the connections with hospitals, meeting with them, making sure that we're building those connections so that when we have students finish the course, we have someone to connect them to, either to an internship program or some sort of, or a full-time or part-time position. But although we cannot guarantee that there's going to be a job at the end of this, we can guarantee that we're going to be putting all of our efforts in order to ensure that everyone has access to those possibilities.
And then when you say that, like, how long, so are those program part-time? Because I know that like some parents probably will have a daytime job and then, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
that's another good question and very valid. So some of them are full-time and some of them are part-time. And by part-time, I mean some of them are in the weeknights or in the weekends. But due to the time constraint that we do have for the contract, I do know that a lot of them are Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday, just trying to get as many folks through the certificate program in order to move them on to the next step. But yes, it depends on the certificate program, and if individuals apply and go through it, we will be able to communicate what those specific dates and times are.
Gotcha. I see. Thank you so much. And then one last question. How long does the application approval process take?
It will take no longer than a week. I mean, so far, yeah, like we run applications at least 3 days out of the week. So that means like we go through applications and call for interviews 3 days out of the week. And usually, depending on how booked we are for interviews, you get an interview the next week or the following. So, but you're usually getting some sort of contact, either via email or phone calls, within a week. Yeah.
So after the interview, and then how long would that take to?
After the interview, like the full process?
Yeah.
It really depends on if the individual wants to start now or in the spring cohort, because spring cohorts don't start till January.
Yeah.
So it depends. So like for EKG, if someone wants to be in the December cohort, they would have to, we would call them in, and we also do prioritize the cohorts, I mean the certificate programs that are starting sooner, so then we can see if folks want to start earlier rather than in the spring. But let's say if someone applies for EKG, which is the next course to begin, we would outreach all of the EKG individuals, schedule them for an interview, and then within that week or the following, And then the tape, scheduling them for some sort of prerequisite exam, so like a tape exam, usually only takes it's less than a week. So I would say about, yeah, I mean, I would say another week. So it would be like 2. And then they get to schedule when they want to take the tape test. Tape test can be done online or in person in the Harlem location for MEOC. So if they do it online, they could schedule it for the next day. And yeah, so it could be like a 2 to 3 week process.
Perfect. Thank you
Great.
so much. It's very detailed. Thank you.
No problem.
Very exciting.
So do you have how many students do you have already starting this process?
So, I mean, the process we have right now, I would say we have about 95 applicants.
Wow.
And growing. That was just me checking it yesterday, and it keeps growing.
I'm just curious, I mean, I know this is all new.
Yeah, but we've had about 95 applicants that we've ran through, and I feel like we've gotten through more than half of them already. So more than half of them, I would say about 75%. And then the other 25 are being scheduled for interviews. So thankfully the interviews are via Zoom and only 20 minutes long. So you can pack them up, stack them up a lot, so you can see as many folks.
You're going to be all zoomed out after one full day.
Oh, trust me. Yes, I have my glasses that have the screen protection.
Oh,
Same here.
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, I'll tell you, I'm a single mom. And I would have, but my son is 28 years old. So, I would have loved to have something like this where, back
Absolutely.
it would have just been so helpful in so many different ways. Because you're as a single parent, you're just juggling so much, and to actually have some program that just covers a whole perimeter, the childcare, if paying, rent, bills, all of that. It's just such a blessing. I really hope that this just, skyrockets, and
Yeah, I agree.
we need a lot of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really necessary. And I mean, I will say
Yes.
this. I hope, I'm going to speak it into existence. We're going to have we're
There
going
we
to
go.
speak it into existence. We will have a second cohort of this. So then we can expand this to more individuals, because even now we're seeing folks who are applying and may not necessarily be eligible because of some small thing, like they live outside of the area and the catch zone that we're targeting. So we really want to, support as many people as possible. And this is an amazing program because it's more than just finishing a course. It's about like, what is your plan outside of this? Because the course can only take you so far. I think everyone knows that.
And it's
so.
giving them a step up.
Yeah.
It's letting them be responsible for themselves. It's great. It's a great program. Kudos.
I see
Go ahead,
another
Jen. Jen.
Oh, so yeah, I just want to ask, like, is that okay for me to share this in social media, especially in our page, the community board page? I think that would be
Yes.
really
Yes,
helpful for
please
community
do.
to know about this. Yes.
I didn't get a chance to do the JPEGs and do that yet, because I didn't put it on mine yet. So yeah, I'll blast it out all over the
Yes.
place.
Yeah.
And Bernadette, I can also email you the updated flyer. I'm not sure if Ingrid sent you the updated one.
No, she didn't.
So I'll send it to you. After the call.
And I'll send it out to the committee members, etc., and everybody can blast it out wherever they need to. But that's on my list, because to say, okay, this program, the application, whatever, just so that, and actually the actual website, so people can not only scan it but just go right to a link. So
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So definitely, if anything, if anyone has questions, my phone number and email is on the website, on the flyer. So please feel free to reach out.
I do have. You say and older. What what older cap, like, I'm sort of like a small percentage of older single parents.
Well, I mean, we don't have, I mean, I haven't been told the cap, so
I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
that's a good question. As long as you're a guardian, because it could also be a situation which I know happens a lot, where is the grandmother taking care of
Mother.
Yes.
the child, and in that case, that they're a guardian. So that's why it's an up and not necessarily a capped age, because we do know that different families look different. So
That's right. And one of the things that's so important coming off of COVID, where so many people were just jobs. I mean, so many things happened and people got blindsided with careers and job opportunities, etc. This is like a beacon
yeah.
in, for people's futures to pick up and have, like it's called, hope.
Mhm.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, so it's, God bless the Robin Hood Foundation and whoever basically found it to bring it to CUNY in the Heights, BMCC CUNY in the Heights, because I hope that there's going to be more, if this takes off, that there will be, it will be duplicated.
Yeah.
Yes, that's really the hope.
Yeah, so, um,
All right. Well,
yes.
I don't know if any more folks have questions for me.
Well, usually the way the protocol is that committee members will ask first, and then we can open it up to the public. So I just want to ask our committee members if they have any other questions. And if not, I'm going to open it up for the public and for their questions.
Okay.
So I don't know, Keith, do you have anything? Chun Chun, I asked my questions.
No, I don't.
All right, great. Keith, do you feel, I know you have a large group at the Eastchester Gardens. Do you think something like this would be very beneficial?
I believe so. I believe so. It is a large facility, and as a matter of fact, they're renovating it. They're going to start renovations next month, and they're
Oh,
going to
yes.
build a studio and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of renovations they're going to be doing in there.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic.
So yeah, I think it can be explored. It really can. It
Mhm.
could be.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, great. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna make sure whatever you send to me, Nina, I will send it out to all the committee members and everybody else, and everybody could use their social media prowess to go above and beyond.
Perfect.
One thing.
Thank you.
Great.
All right, so at this moment, I'm gonna open up any questions from the public. So does anybody from the public have questions they'd like to ask Nita about the iHope program? Okay, Wally, go ahead. Unmute yourself. I can't see, your video's not on, so please unmute yourself. Okay. And we just lost. Okay.
Oh, we lost him, yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
No, I think he's there. I think I see him.
All right.
Where?
Oh, there he is. Okay, hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Sorry. Yeah. Here's a bit of a mess. My name is Wally, resident of Community Board 11, Pelham Gardens. I've been in community for about 6 years now. Couldn't say any short of great things about it. Got my associates in fall 2018.
Yeah.
Still working on my bachelor's. Probably would have gotten it sooner, but alas, COVID. So, iHope program sounds great. It sounds really familiar in the way, it sort of provides support to students above and beyond the sort of, academic model, like, making sure students are able to access Metro cards, et cetera. It seems familiar. It seems similar enough to ASAP, which is, great. And, it's been successful enough in, helping associate students,
Yeah.
get to four-year schools and beyond. My question is, so, there is, a lot of sort of labor demand these days when it comes to jobs in IT, cybersecurity especially. Is there any sort of idea in the near future when iHope, happens or decides to run any new cohorts, if that sort of IT programming and certificates would extend to, more coding or web development related stuff?
That's a really good question. And I will say, I'm not a big tech person, but whenever we talk about it as a team, they're always talking about how we have to really solidify what sort of IT we're talking about because it's such a large term. So right now, I know we're going to be only focusing on. I don't remember it off the top of my head. I apologize, but I can send it to you of like what specific IT we're going to be focusing on for the cybersecurity. But it's only like one aspect of it. It's not necessarily all of them. Depending on really how many folks apply for the cybersecurity and those needs, it really is dependent on that because right now, surprisingly enough, not a lot of folks have been applying to the cybersecurity courses. But we would love to see more. And I will say this about the cybersecurity also. Within cybersecurity, since most of our other programs are targeted specifically for women, like single moms, I know cybersecurity is we have a select few individuals that we also have for single dads, or single fathers, single males that are interested in taking the cybersecurity. But as of right now, it really will depend. Back to your question, Wally, it really does depend on the need, and we really take a lot of a consideration onto what the students are asking. So like if the students are asking for a specific kind of program, like we will 100% welcome any sort of guidance and support, because if there's a need, we want to make sure that we're targeting those needs, that we're meeting those needs. So yeah, I mean, I don't see why not, but yeah, I definitely feel like if we get some folks that are sharing their feedback, we can definitely build from there, hopefully in the future.
Nice.
That's great. Thank you.
Oh, that's a really good question. One of the things that I feel are in demand are well, I'm a graphic designer. I'm a graphic designer by profession for like 35, 40 years. So doing graphic design before computers and after computers, which, you know, I find sometimes almost surreal when I think back. Doing things, you know, traditional studio. But one of the jobs that I was almost qualified for, but I was not, and I realized that I just didn't have the time or the money at that time, it's called with the advertising agencies is a hybrid. And a hybrid is the graphic designer along with the coder. And one of my clients, I was with Dow Jones working together as setting up their in-house advertising agency underneath with one of my clients. And I had a fantastic opportunity, and my coding was just not up to par. I mean, I know my HTML, hard coding, all that other stuff, but I knew my designing more.
Yeah.
So hybrid is something that I think is still in demand. But coding for younger children, right now it should be in the younger classes, but for a lot of the single moms who might not have had it available, that is something that is very marketable, very marketable. So I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, we'll definitely look into it.
I think Diana had a question.
Yeah, thanks. I had a few questions, which are, how long can you stay in the program? And are there grade requirements? Like, do you have to keep your grades up to stay in it? And the definition of single parent, like, do you have to be the one that has the custody of the kids? And the childcare is for only kids when your kids are 6 and under? And is that because after 6 they'd be at school? And are the classes in person or online? And are they during the day or at night?
Okay. Yes. So, can you just repeat your first question, and then we'll hit each of them.
Yeah, those are all good questions, Diana.
All really good
I think
questions. And
the
I was
first
like,
one was right. The first one I think was, how long can you stay in the program? Like, is there a requirement?
The grades.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, and the
So
grades
how long can you
related.
stay in the program? It's based off of, basically, it's program start, program end, you take the exam. That's how long you're in the program for. So each of that differs depending on the program. Because some of them are 2 weeks long, like the EKG, or they could be a year and a half long, like the LPN. So it really does depend on the program, but it's till basically you get in all the way up to when you get the exam. That's how far you're in the program.
Okay.
And your second question?
And, oh, so I guess you don't get your grade till the end, so that
Yes.
doesn't really-
So
that question doesn't really apply, right?
yeah. Yeah, the goal is though that you will complete the course. That's the goal. That you're present, you're in person, you know, and I know one of your questions was, is it in person or online or day and night? Some of them are hybrid. Right now, none of the courses that we've looked at have confirmed that they're fully remote. So most of them are they're going to be hybrid or in person. The course times right now, I know for at least EKG, phlebotomy, and the certified nursing assistant, it's Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then for the other courses, we're still solidifying the dates and times. So I don't have an answer for you right now. But I do know that we're trying to see where some flexibility we can have in regards to evening or morning. And then I know you had more questions for me. So.
It was just about the childcare being just for 6 and under, and
Oh,
the
yes.
single parent definition.
Yes. So for childcare 6 and under, it is because at 7 and up, you are in school and that's considered aftercare. But honestly, it's on a case by case basis. If we see like someone is really in need of some sort of support, like at the end of the day, like our program is to help the families. And so that's the goal, to help the families. And the great part is that we're working with amazing partners. The folks who are supporting us with the childcare piece is WEDCO, and WEDCO has a plethora of providers that they work with, and they also even have alternative ways of getting individuals, like let's say if you have an aunt, uncle, or tia or someone who you trust with your child, I know that they have trainings available that if you pass, then you can be then certified to look after the child, and payment can be done through there like that. So it really depends. I don't want to sit here and say like, yes, we're going to give it to everyone, but I will say it depends on the needs of the families. But at the end, that's why we're so intentional with all of our interviews with parents, is because we want to meet those needs. Like if parents are very adamant, like I really need this, I don't feel comfortable with this provider, then we try to work with them.
Mm-hmm. So it's really a program just for one area of study, and then you're done. It's not like part of a larger CUNY.
No, but that doesn't mean that you can't.
Right.
So like the
Okay.
great part about it is like if let's say you do an EKG program through iHope and you love it, and maybe you want to take phlebotomy the next semester, MEOC does provide those courses, for all individuals as well. So they could apply through MEOC and still go through it. Of course, they're not going to have all their benefits of the iHope program, but you're still able to continue to achieve what you were completing in MEOC or with any of like either adult continuing education or any other programs that are run at CUNY in the Heights or in CUNY in general.
And the last question was the single parent definition. Like, do you have to be the one with custody, or?
So I will say this, that's a very tricky question. I know what is helpful most times. It's like, what do you do on your taxes? Are you claiming the dependent on your taxes? That's usually like our fallback.
Mm-hmm. Head of household.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
I do have one question. Are these program completion, or are there credits towards degrees within the field? doesn't go
Yes.
towards a degree.
I believe the only one that may be credit bearing, and I would have to confirm it, is the LPN because
That's what I
that's a
thought.
3-semester course.
Mhm. Yeah, so sometimes, if they do want to get a particular degree, et cetera, I know, course completion is one thing,
Yeah,
credit is another.
yeah,
So yeah, but sometimes that's all you need though.
yeah.
To get your job, et cetera. Yes. So it's just like in the graphics field, if you have a portfolio, years ago, you didn't have to have a BA, associate, et cetera, master's, et cetera. You didn't have to. Half the time I couldn't afford it.
And I will say this, like, I know we've spoken to a few parents already who are like, well, I needed to get this CNA certificate in order for me to apply for this other certification. So
Mm.
it's like, I'm taking this time now to join iHope, so then I have this buffer zone where I can figure out my childcare situation with the support of the individuals that are going to be there to support them in finding those avenues in order for them to then go to a next certification or a next degree or whatever that looks like for them.
Okay. Diana, you have your hand up?
I think that was from before.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. Do we have any other questions from the gallery session, the public? Bobby? Bob? Okay. Okay.
No comments today, Bernadette.
Excuse me?
No comments today.
Oh, really? Wow. Wait. I have to
Once it's
savor the
deep down in
moment.
history.
Oh, Bob. Okay. Oh, that was good. Well, I have to say that this particular program, I think will be taking off.
Absolutely.
I think when there is a need, preparation and need, when they
Yeah.
come together equals success. So, there is definitely a need. So I feel that this will take off, and I'm just so excited. I actually passed by the CUNY in the Heights not too long ago. I was at Wave Hill.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I finally became a member after, to go there just for painting and inspiration. I said, wow, I wonder how they're doing. I was just curious, and then the email came. I was like, oh, okay. So I wish this program the utmost success, because I could see the benefit of what it can do to so many single parents, male, female, guardians, everything.
I have one more question, Bern. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, go right ahead.
Is there any chance of adding in at a future date courses for the laborers, like electrician, plumbing, certificate courses for those?
I
Vocational.
mean, there's definitely a possibility. I don't want to make any promises,
Mhm.
but I do know, again, like if there's a need and folks are letting us know, like, of their feedback of it, I don't see a world where we wouldn't, even take that. We would at least take it into consideration.
Good to know. Very good to
Yeah.
know.
Yes, especially, we have discussed this in previous committee meetings, that a distinct need in vocational schools.
Yeah.
So whether you want to call it trade schools, whatever, but not everybody is college material or has the opportunity to do it for whatever reason. And over the past, 10, 15 years, there are no vocational schools.
Yeah.
It's just not, I mean, when I was growing up, there was an electrician school, there was plumbing, there were so many vocational schools, trade
Grace
schools.
Dodge was our last one. Once Grace Dodge closed, that was it here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is, if you want to bring that back to your table, Nina, it has been discussed over the years,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to, well, we're focusing on Bronx education, but I think it's borough-wide.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So-
And I'm just like so thankful that you guys invited me here and welcomed me here. So there's
Well, thank Ingrid, because Ingrid was the one who, she filled out the application to speak.
Yes, I will thank Ingrid as well, but
Yes.
I want to thank you guys.
Oh, definitely. Thank you so much.
Good job.
I
Love it.
wish you so much luck with this, and I know that it's going to prosper and it's going to help so many lives, and that's what we need. So anytime you want to come back with wanting to be a guest speaker, with new programs, or even at some point, I'd be curious to see towards the end of the year
Mhm.
how
Yeah, how things
Things-
panned out.
yes.
I would love that. Yes, like a little follow-up. I would love to do
I
that.
would love that, because I know it's going to be great. I know it.
Oh, no, now I'm going to do it.
Now you have to.
do it.
Now you're going to have to prosper. And you're going to have so many testimonies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
And our lives that you're going to have. So, well, I thank you, Nina, and
Thank you.
BMCC CUNY in the Heights for jumping on this or opportunity and bringing it. And I know that most of us here will try our best to get it out on social media, and try to get as many people, giving people hope for answering questions. I'm sure there are so many people are going, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a single parent. I have to, what do I do? What do I do? And I just know that's going to help so many people. So, and then from one single parent to this, I was like, thank you so much.
Of course. No, thank you. Seriously, I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Oh, yes. And for somebody who just became the new program director, thank you so much for being able to answer all the questions and being so knowledgeable. Thank you so much.
Of course,
So
always.
just remember, in a few months or whatever, you will be hearing from me to come back for a
And
follow-up.
I will gladly accept.
Okay. I see a hand up, Bob. Go ahead.
Yes, since we're finished here, I have as you know, I was on the Chancellor Parent Advisory Council, etc., and I questioned the previous Chancellor Carenza before he left as far as student performance, why it was 67% in 2019 in the Bronx and 82+% elsewhere in the city on the other 4 boroughs. And District 11 used to be the best school district in the Bronx, which is now District 8 has surpassed it. Can you get the reading and math scores for the schools in Community Board 11 for the past 5 years to see how they either improved or decreased?
I could definitely,
So
I can
that
get
would
you the
tell
scores from my school. My
schools you
school
need to
scores have
concentrate on.
increased.
I can ask that question to the CEC 11, at least superintendents.
Mhm.
I'm sure that information is readily available. So for the past 5 years?
Yeah, because that's pre-pandemic to now we're post-pandemic.
Okay. I will put that question out there. And I know CEC 11, Christine Vaughnan, who is the superintendent for CEC 11, I'm sure that information could be given out to the other superintendents of the other districts also. That's a good question. I'd
And
like to have some sort of comparative.
it's not CEC, it's CDEC, Community District Education Council. We fought very hard to put that word district in there, but obviously Mayor de Blasio and his predecessor have gotten rid of the word, just like they tried to get rid of the districts and make them regions.
Oh my God, no.
So the word district is very important. There are 32 school districts and a district of special education, District 75.
75, yeah. Yeah, but
Okay, so
yeah,
it's
but
very important.
in the titles, like the superintendent, she does not put that in her title, CDEC.
Mm-mm.
Well, that's the
CEC.
way the law was ruled. It's CDEC, not CEC.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. Well, if you fight hard for something, yeah, make sure it stays in there. But yeah, I will definitely put that in there and I will, I know on the private school, the parochial schools, that would have to go on a per school basis.
I can get them for my school, but I can tell you we've had consistent growth.
Okay, but that's in your school. How does the other
Yes.
schools compare? The archdiocese probably would have,
Well, the region would have it.
yeah, the
We're
region.
Northeast East Bronx region. Ray
Okay,
Vitiello is the superintendent of the region.
okay, okay. I will add that to my list, Bob. I definitely will. Okay, so if we are all done with questions for Nina and BMCC, CUNY in the Heights, I want to thank you for being wonderful guests and answering all our questions and giving us a better overview of exactly what's being presented. And I want to thank you. There will be a follow-up because people will be wanting to know.
Mhm.
And so I will say that you can stay for the rest of our meeting, or I leave that up to you.
Yeah, I have to head out, but thank you all again, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your meeting.
Okay, thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Nina.
Of course. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you so much, Anina.
Bye.
Okay, I'm just going to go on with some other business. I was wondering, just to fall back on the Yankee for the old business, Yankee Leadership Award. Because the Yankees have not yet inquired with the community boards at this point, we are extending our deadline to submit. So if there are any nominees that might not have made the deadline, please feel free to keep reaching out and submitting. And again, if there are any questions about this, or if there is a civic association that you need to sign off, please let me know, because Van Ness Neighborhood Alliance only had one submission. And I think we're allowed 2 submissions for each civic association. I have to just double check with that, but there are other civic associations. So, I mean, we could all work that out. So at this point, we do need more of the submissions that we have right now. So please reach out. I know Chun Chun, you had a good resource. So keep reaching out.
Yes, I definitely will do. So when you say that extended the deadline, do you have the next due date?
I have November 16th, or or I could even be extended till November 30th.
Okay.
So let's say for the month of November, I will double check with Jeremy.
Okay.
I think when the Yankees request the submissions, etc., at that point, it's sort of arbitrary right now. So we sort of set a deadline and then see where we are at that time, and work with how the Yankees are reaching out to each community board. Okay, so right now, since we have that opportunity, let's push it. So we need at least 5 or more.
Yep, no problem.
Okay, so yes, so from your lips to God's ears. So that's no problem. Yes, we need those children out there, those leaders.
Yeah.
So, and making phone calls might probably be the best thing.
Yeah.
To answer questions immediately and to expedite things. So my other question was, well, I just want to point out that there are going to be a lot of Veterans Day ceremonies, so everybody here is aware of that. I know Van Ness has it on November 11th at 12:15 at the War Memorial in Van Ness.
East Plaza is 11 o'clock.
Yes, yes. So we don't overlap. Everybody runs from Pelham Parkway to Van Ness. So, which is great. which is great. But I did want to follow up. I know, Phyllis, that you were going to check with I don't know if you have. I know we've all had a very full plate with DOT with regards to the parking with the teachers.
Yes, I did not reach out to them. I know right now that we're dealing with DOT with the Bronxdale issue.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah. So I think one thing on their plate, try to get an answer to that, to try to get that taken care of. There is a public hearing for that on Monday.
Yes.
So if anyone from DOT is there, I will bring it up. Diana, that's for your school.
96, right?
96, yes.
Right.
Wait,
Okay.
sorry, which is for 96?
Well, did you
Parking.
for the parking for the teacher parking?
Oh, right. Yeah, we haven't gotten anywhere on that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
we're
but it
gonna
was,
reach out to DOT.
yeah, so I
Okay,
just,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thanks.
And also, was there, I know that Malcolm, you were also going to reach out, with regards to the Little League. So I was just wondering if there was any activity on that end. You could put it in the chat room. Diana, did Malcolm reach out to you at all with regards to the Little League? Or did you get any more information? Unmute yourself.
Sorry, I didn't get any more information and it's kind of the quiet time for them now.
Yes.
But I
Okay, I'm just
found-
throwing it out
I
there.
found someone who will be a good contact,
Okay.
who actually has a key to the field.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I knew somebody who had the key to the field at Van Est, whatever, but he moved to Florida years ago.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I know we really do have to, that needs a bit of revival.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to look into what was on my task is with regards to reaching out to Bronx House and also I guess to have a meeting and give them the idea of maybe one day a week being for the public or to sort of to set something for community involvement as a community center. So I have that on my list. And as far as the gym at Jacoby, I know.
I mentioned that. Yeah.
Is that, I know John Doyle is also because he's part of Jacoby. I don't know if he's the person to discuss at that point, but I do hope we can set up a roundtable meeting.
Yeah, I agree.
So that, that is a goal,
Mhm.
to get the necessary players, sitting around a table to, discuss movement forward with this. So, and other possibilities in the meantime.
I could reach out to
Bernadette, I just
John.
wanted to mention with respect to Bronx House, I think they have free events for seniors. And I'm not
Yeah.
sure if it's a separate senior program or if it's just seniors can attend for free certain existing programs.
Okay,
But they
I
do
will
have
definitely
the
ask.
free aspect.
Yeah, we have to find out because as far as I know, they have, even when they go for lunch, they have to pay. I mean, it's minimum, it's not a lot, but it's not free.
Okay, so, bottom line, when we even request something like this, the focus is, well, how is it going to get funded?
Hmm.
So nothing is ever really free. It has to just find money that to be funded.
Right.
So, and of course, the letter from Community Board 11 with the motion was carried and put forth at the full board meeting. So I'm just glad about that. If, as far as any other follow-up, what I try to do with each one of our meetings is to look back on what we've discussed and to see where we are and to just keep some sort of a tracking method. So, and I know this right now is a very active, very busy time. We're on the cusp of Thanksgiving and Christmas. Everybody has their events that they're dealing with. I mean, and putting together, like for the Venice Neighborhood Alliance, we have our turkey drive, we have our Christmas tree lighting, and then we have our Christmas party. So it's sort of like, hit the ground running. So everybody has that, event. So, but it's just to keep us, keep us on track. Okay. So I don't know if there is, I'm just looking at what's in the chat over here. Okay.
I still want disrupting, but I was just kind of look at their website, and it looks like they do have like an after school program is free offering to this 3 school from the Bronx House.
Okay, yeah, okay, okay, very good. They have the free
But
after
we
school
wanted to-
programs.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So, I will have to do my homework, and, I'd like to have a meeting with them, and, if I do get a meeting, anyone else from the committee that is interested in coming to the meeting, that would be great. So, okay. Okay, very good, very good. So it's just getting this information and making it available to everybody, because there's so much that's going on, and so much that changes. So, I will make it a point to check and to have something specific by our next meeting. And our next meeting, is going to be, let's see what that Wednesday is. Oh. Our next meeting is going to be Wednesday, December 7th. Okay. I do not have a guest speaker for that at the moment. So if there's any suggestions on anybody else's part, feel free to let me know, and also, email me, text me, whatever. And if not, then we will be sharing information and follow up. Okay, and keeping track. All right, and let's try the best as we can to always get more information, and even if it's a little nudge, just move forward. Okay. And I'm also going to be looking into the PAL programs. I mean, that's something that we did do at the old St. Dominic's location. And then when it became PS 481, we weren't able to get that going. So I don't know what I could do with that, but that's one location. But there's also St. Martha's, and also the Seventh-day Adventists have gyms. So that will have to be contacting the admin, et cetera, and having a conversation. So any other information or places that you think a PAL could happen within Community Board 11? That is, put it out there, or, may have a phone call, et cetera, and just let the committee know. So there's, I don't really know exactly, how that'll happen, but any school that has a gym that is willing to have the 49th precinct do a PAL program, that's really it.
I'll speak to Jay and James at our next council meeting.
Yes.
If they have any info on a PAL and how we go about getting one.
Yeah, I mean, they might have their own connections with certain schools, et cetera, that they have tried in the past. It's something this is not rocket scientist,
Yeah. Diana?
Yeah, the NYPD had announced that they're reviving the PAL program. I'm not quite sure exactly what that means. And
Yes, exactly.
we asked about it, not this most recent month, but maybe a month ago.
Okay.
And they said yes, it's happening, but it was too early. They didn't have any info yet on it, on exactly what it meant.
Okay.
So I guess
Okay.
it's for 2023.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but at least it's being talked about, and
Yeah.
it's finding a school that is willing, if the principal is willing. Unfortunately, with PS 481, the principal is not willing, so we have a bit of an obstacle. And I understand, I really do understand. So we're hoping that we can get a willing participant, even for more than one, have, even if it's one day a week, having the PAL, and maybe another school have it another week, so that it's not.
Yeah, traveling would be a good idea, so everybody gets to have a taste of it.
Yeah, and different locations also.
Mhm.
So that will benefit, the whole of Community Board 11. So yes. Yeah, so we have to work on that. So, okay. All right. So as far as I see, there was a question that I know that Malcolm had brought up about having joint meetings, like for example, the housing and education. I don't know how everybody else feels, but I always think that if there is an issue that has, that overlaps, then I feel that the two committees should join for,
Yeah, because housing doesn't really have anything to do with education, so.
unless there's something to do with housing and programs and schools
Right.
or whatever. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so like for instance, like right now, there's a sanitation and transportation issue, and that we're going to be calling for transportation and sanitation to have a joint thing because they all overlap. So you get more done when you're basically going to have both sides of the table come together.
Mhm.
So I think when the occasional the question the program the problem in question sees the need, then there really is no obstacle if the chairs agree.
Mhm.
So anyway, so that's something that was on my follow-up. Okay. And right now, like I said, please reach out, make phone calls with regards to the Yankee leadership and the nominations. Okay, and anybody else from the public, feel free, has my email, has any of our emails. All you have to do is, if you don't have anyone's particular email, you can go on Jeremy and request it. Or you can ask anybody else, and if they have it, they can give somebody's email to ask questions. And I don't have anything else on my list. So I'm putting it out there to the committee members. Is there anything else?
Now, just once again, I want people to know that there is a town hall on the Bronxdale Road Diet on Monday.
And that's with transportation
Yeah,
committee?
I believe, yeah, with transportation and with DOT.
Oh, okay. Town hall. Okay, and that
There are a lot of issues with it, and one of the major issue affects the school there, Van Ness Academy.
yeah,
It's
they
very
finally
dangerous.
put the lines up. They finally
Yeah.
did the lines. That was that was a request that Principal Gilligan
Mhm.
had requested that because it was causing issues. There is one other thing. I just wanted everybody to know that I incorporated a lot of the issues that we've discussed here in the education committee with the requests for the budget. Okay. I had such a full plate that I didn't even realize I missed the Monday meeting. But I had 13 requests that I submitted, which will be on for Community Board 11. The ones that had to deal with education is that I put in, the request was a community center / Boys and Girl Club is needed. I did my explanation, the responsible agency and supported by. An NYD program request for the 49th precinct, focusing on the additional crossing guards that are needed at PSM 498, which was one of the requests of Principal Gilligan. The other was for an AC retrofit and electrical upgrade for the gymnasium for PS 481. That is something that they had an estimate for back in 2008. And the Department of Education said that they do not have the funding for it. So I felt that this was appropriate to put.
Wait a minute, they have air conditioning in 481?
Yes, PS 481.
Wow.
Yeah, they do not, that was my gymnasium for, 9 years, and we never had air conditioning. We barely had windows that worked.
That works, exactly.
I know, but we just had a big industrial fans and, we sweated off a lot of calories. But I do understand because that gym had a lot of basketball tournaments. There was never, there was never any air conditioning. It was really tough. So I would love to have this request be fulfilled because I know they've been asking for it since the school started. I also put in a request for middle schools needed within Community Board 11 located in CEC 11. And then the last one with regards to programs would be, my request was to provide more youth and summer programs in Van Ness Park and Matthew Mulliner Park. And the rest are, community needs. But I try to incorporate all the things that we've discussed in the request. So I do hope that some of them do get funded. That would be wonderful.
Loretta Park doesn't have any youth or summer programs either.
So then it should be in the parks. In the parks, yeah. So if there comes a need to, why not? I can actually, I don't know where they are with the requests if they've been submitted. So that could be added.
Added in, yeah.
Yeah. So I just I don't know what's going on with all the summer stuff. I just know there's just not enough.
Yeah.
So yes. Bob Press, you have your hand up.
Yes, as a former budget chair, I can tell you about the budget process. Parks will tell you they have no money because the Bronx Parks Department has no budget allocations. Education, the School Construction Authority has to be notified on any any modifications, but with the air conditioners in other districts, the elected officials have provided air conditioners to schools. And that's what they'll probably tell you, see elected officials. That's normally the famous line on budget requests, see elected officials. All right, so.
I will let you know. I will let everybody know what the response is.
Right, and the police department basically is the same. It's up to the PD. And I was lucky I got a new van for the auxiliary at the 50th precinct one year. And I got a lot of other requests because it's also the way it's presented to the agencies. In November, we used to meet with the city agencies, and in the current district, Community Board 11 district manager sat near me and didn't open his mouth up, unfortunately. So, the others were opening their mouths and requesting things, and those who asked sometimes got. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Bob. Well, I know that the way that the gyms are usually set up and their window configuration, it would have to be a whole different kind. It's actually the estimate they got in 2018 was $198,000 to actually, because it has to be retrofitted to the configuration. You can't put it in the windows. It's not that easy. So I do hope that they get it, and I think Department of Education should be, and the superintendent should be working with what the schools are requesting. We've had a one-on-one meeting with Van Ness Neighborhood Alliance and City Council member Marjorie Velasquez and the principal walkthroughs and stuff like that. So, and that particular estimate was brought up. So I do hope that something of our requests do get put in the budget, and if not, what the education committee could do, and anybody who goes to the budget meetings can request further explanation. I remember looking over so many of these things and going, well, what does that mean? What does the explanation mean? It was just so, it was very vague and very boilerplate. I'm like, it has absolutely nothing to do with the request, or so I think you can request further explanation and with the mayor's office. So let's see where that goes. Where I just made sure that what we requested went in there, and I will definitely send that to I think Serena, who is the chair of the budget committees. I will make sure she adds Laredo Park. Okay, so that it covers at least all of our parks. I mean, it's just very sad. I mean, it's very important that we get things going and get things, we got to start now for next summer. You have to start so many months in advance with things, and well, we'll see, So I am looking at my notes and I don't see anything else to be discussed. If there, please make note of certain things when they come to mind, things that we need to follow up on, etc. So I think at this point, if there's nothing else, is there any other questions from the public or any other discussion? Okay, going once, going twice. Sold. All right, so I think I'd like to make a motion to adjourn our meeting.
Second.
Everybody else in favor? Okay. All right, so our meeting is going to adjourn at 8:27. I want to thank everybody, all the committee members and the public for joining us this evening. I hope that it was very, very beneficial. And I will send to the committee members the updated flyer and the updated application from Nina.
Yeah.
And please send it out to, I'm also going to send it out to the superintendent and send it out to the different schools. So whatever your marketing skills and your networking skills are, just do it for our Yankee Leadership Award and for this, because this is something that might actually be like a beacon of light and help for a single parent. Being there, done it, you need all the help you can get.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I want to thank everybody, and everybody have a great evening. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves with all the events that were happening for Halloween and All Souls Day. Is it All Souls or All Saints Day first?
Yesterday was All Saints. Today is All
All
Souls.
Souls Day. Okay. All right. That's what I thought. So, everybody, thank you so much. And I will make sure to save our chat and make sure that gets saved. And everybody have a wonderful evening, and thank you so much.
You too. Good night, everybody.
Okay. Good night,
Thanks,
everybody.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.